So this is a very simple video, more or less instructing you how to beat cheesers online in the new UFC EA game. I'm not really sure what they're calling it. EA UFC, I guess. So what would the next game be? EA UFC 2 or EA UFC 2015? I'm not too sure. But either way, I'm really enjoying this game. I like Undisputed 3 a lot. I was a big fan of that. But I feel like this game, it more or less nails a lot of things on the head. But at the same time, it kind of messes up a few things as well. Like the ground game is kind of lacking in my opinion, but it's a fun game. I really have a lot of fun playing it. I've played over 80 online matches. That's right, you heard me right, 80 online matches, and the game's been out for less than a week. So, as a result, you can take two things from that. Number one, I'm highly addicted to this game, and you can tell. Number two, I've played a lot of cheesers, and there's no doubt about it. Here you go. I am Roy Nelson. I like Roy Nelson. And I'm facing the infamous Cain Velasquez, who is a amazing wrestler, amazing striker, and he can tap you out. What are you supposed to do in that situation? You know, it's kind of tough to say, but normally the biggest cheeser online would either pick GSP, or he would pick John Jones. And John Jones, I'll have an instruction video on how to defeat John Jones. He is actually very simple to defeat in my opinion. Whenever I face John Jones, I'm usually happy because I know I'm going to win. People who pick John Jones are not big fans of the game. Usually they just want easy wins without doing much or requiring much effort. So they just pick John Jones and they're like, okay, well, you know, my opponent's going to suck and, you know, whatever. But I'll have a whole nother video on that. Mostly he does the side kick, the hopping side kick to the stomach, and that gets really repetitive. All you have to do is dodge it, and half the time you'll have an easy win. Anyway, here we go. I go ahead and rock Cain Velasquez, and I punch the holy hell out of his face. And yet, you know, Cain Velasquez has a high endurance rating, and he can take a lot of punishment. But at the same time, Roy Nelson has heavy hands. So there you go. But at the end of the day, Cain Velasquez is more or less a guy who's going to try to stand up with you, and he's also going to try to take you down. His slams are kind of hard to stop. So as a result, I would consider dodging left. What you do is you flick with the left stick. You just flick it down or up. And what happens is he does a left dodge or a right dodge that always dodges slams. You know, normally I don't even bother with trying to prevent slams because they're so broken. And, you know, I just don't bother. I just try to dodge them. And to me, dodging it works way more. So if you're facing Cain Velasquez, you got to dodge his slams. First and foremost, be wary of standing up with him. The only reason I'm standing up with him in this match is one simple reason. Roy Nelson has incredible knockout power, as you can clearly tell. Roy Nelson has incredible knockout power when you dodge or parry an attack. And that's the only reason. It played into my strategy to stand up with Cain Velasquez. It wasn't the smartest idea, but at the same time, you know, I played into my fighter strategy, into what his abilities are and what his positive attributes are. And I ended up knocking out a 97 overall rated Cain Velasquez, the toughest guy in the heavyweight division, with one of the least toughest guys in my opinion. But I like Roy Nelson. I like how he fights. Usually I'm the type of fighter that takes things to the ground. But in this situation, it called for me to stand up with Cain Velasquez. I wasn't going to take him down. I didn't think it was necessary. I thought I could beat him on the feet. I dodged and parried his attacks with counterattacks. He got rocked on two separate occasions, and ultimately he didn't even try to take me down once, which is kind of shocking. But ultimately, the whole point of this video is that cheesers are not to be feared in this game. EA Sports has surprisingly given us enough tools to handle the cheesers in EA Sports Online, or EA UFC Online. I don't like the name of this game, to be honest with you, but I do enjoy the game. As you can clearly see here, the fight statistics, my head was red because I stood up with Cain Velasquez, but look at him. His body is messed up and his head is blood red. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be making a lot more of these videos, a lot more UFC videos, and I will see you guys shortly.